On today's episode of WatchJRGo, we are back at the abandoned mini resort with our new security looking really nice. And today, we're gonna do the most boring thing you could ever do. Paint. What is going on, guys? I am WatchJRGo, and today, like I said, you guys have seen the inside of the abandoned mini resort many times before and a few times since the sheetrock went up. So I'm gonna give you a quick look around. It helps with this light, doesn't it? Ooh, the sun is amazing. Just a quick look before we paint here, and in a minute, you will see the after, and the after will be insane. We've got many coats to go here, but as soon as the ceiling's painted, I get to put lights in. Eric's firing up the new painting supplies right here. We got our purdy rollers, all the usual nice stuff to do some paint work. And we got 5 gallons of white to start with. And we're gonna start with the white on white because that's our base coat, or and maybe even our final coat. We don't know yet, so we'll find out here in just a second. I'm in here wiping down the walls one final time before we actually paint this. That one's done. It's looking pretty good. I just got to keep going around the house. Man, that's a workout right there. You don't need a medicine ball if you just shake 5 gallons of paint every day. Nailed it. Man, this doesn't have a pop-up pour spout. What were they doing?
Sherwin-Williams, man.
Elliot hates Sherwin-Williams. That's the only thing I know. He's got a lifelong feud with them.
Yeah. That sounds like Elliot.
They probably don't allow cats or something like that. We'll tag Elliot in the description below.
They don't drive Volvo.
They don't drive Volvo at 60 hours.
So high I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you.
Well, Eric got the ceiling knocked out. We're cutting in our vents for the bathroom there because we needed some additional ventilation moving in and out of the bathroom. And it should still contain the smells. And you know, obviously we got a fan anyway, so that should be no big deal. So now he's moved on to the walls and he is over here and knocking this out. It looks incredible. This is just coat 1. We might leave it white on white. We're still deciding, but we do have an actual color for these walls as well. And since that's finally, we got paint around the boxes, I am putting in all of our home kit controlled switches here. And here in a minute, we'll be able to stuff everything back in the boxes. So as you can see, they're already powered up and working. I'm not sure you guys are ready for this update, but all the lights are simply screwed in for the moment. I gotta make sure the color temperatures are right, and then I'm ready to snap those in. We are so close. They also needed to be out until the speakers went in, but you can see the gigantic 12-inch hole for these huge speakers cut in over there, and I'm ready to put my speakers in. So look at that, 12 gauge. I mean, these things have some power. They get after it. So here in just a moment, the speakers are going in, the lights are going in, everything is gonna be ready to rock. It looks amazing in here. Obviously, Eric finished the entire first coat of paint, and here in a few, we'll have, well, we gotta go buy some more paint. We use the ceiling flat to prime it, and we'll be back with, I think, a velvet or something like that to really finish it out. I took some advice from the comments. I bought a color that Hoovy just used in his new house called Crushed Ice, where they did white and crushed ice, and I loved it. I think it looks amazing. But then somebody was like, just make everything white, do not do anything else. White on white on white on white. I mean, we're doing white trim, as much white as possible, and it'll make the place look a lot bigger because there's not an obvious transition to the ceiling. So we're doing that. We're doing the white on white on white. Unfortunately, we even have the 5 gallons of crushed ice. Eric brought it for this weekend so we could get this done, and then in the middle of it, I changed my mind. It was kind of the comments and kind of I saw another place using this exact color scheme with blue and bright like pine colored floors and white on white, and it was perfect, so I'm doing it. Of course, we've got some switches in now too. We can turn on and off. I didn't want to finish this one until the paint dried, but check it out. Yeah, there's the living room. And of course they fade on, Wi-Fi, HomeKit, all that good stuff. This is the fan, and I'm gonna put the fan in right now as well. We just brought in our big fan, which will be black with that kind of an ash finish on the blades. The fan's the one thing that looks like a hair out of place, but with all the other blues going on, I think it'll all work out just fine. And I love the design of the fan. Eric and I were like, that's the one. So we're doing it. Oh man, we're gonna go cut the deck boards.
Worst I can do is screw it up.
I'm excited about this part. Look how wet it is, guys. I walked outside and the lens completely fogged over in 1 second. I like your style with the cut from outside the deck.
Left-handed.
Ooh, baby, they are fixing our street today. Check it out. They've cut out a lot of the bumps, and then where all the asphalt was missing, they're redoing the whole thing. This is just like hot patch, I think. They're pouring it out of a Bobcat and tamping it down after the fact. But we are out here getting some work done, and I am excited that our street is about to be nice and smooth. Ooh, found the stopping point.
It's gonna crack the ceiling. Have Dave come back out.
Hey, gotta redo everything. Oh man.
Yeah,
I should turn this thing down.
yeah, those let you know for sure.
Yes, they do. Okay. Now, unfortunately, the grill has like some little cosmetic blemishes. Now, I know these are supposed to be paint to match for when you're doing restaurants, but I hate to paint it.
I don't think we paint it.
I think we just leave it alone, even though it has the spots like this big.
That's fine.
All right, well, I wish we had the amps mounted already because I really want to hear this thing rocking now.
It looks good though.
Solid, dude. Wow, it does weigh a lot. See how much the ceiling moves?
Yeah, that's gonna be it. We'll see.
They weigh 15 pounds or something. Cool. I don't want to go outside, guys. It's way too wet and hot out there. But if you look at that. The deck's all trimmed out. We'll get the fascia board on tonight, tomorrow, something like that. That way the deck is basically done, other than our uprights that need to go way higher so we can hang our lights out there. And inside, it is so bright in here. And we've got our first speaker completely in. Loving that. I mean, these things absolutely pound hooked up to the Sonos amps. Now, I know the grill's not the right white, but it is off-white. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and leave that alone because it's not really a big deal. Yes, they're supposed to be paintable grills. I know everyone paints them in the restaurants, but if you paint it, it's gonna fill all the little grill holes and then it's not gonna sound right. So I think we're gonna leave it in the default white there. Anyway, we had to cut these holes for our grills there. That's gonna let some air pass in and out of the bathroom. That's, we're ready to put those plates on as soon as the wall paint is finished up tomorrow. Did you guys know it's really annoying to install these new fans that have remotes for everything? A little ridiculous, but I should have this all wrapped up in a minute. As you can see, everything's mounted. I just have to wire it real quick, and we should have a very big fan. Probably too big, honestly, but we also had to cut the pole down because it was gonna hang down too low, so I had to cut that in half, but I think we're just about to where it needs to be. Even though all the audio is not completely set up yet, it does all work, don't worry. Sonos is slow. Really slow. I don't know why. It has to do a lot of work to unpause. I cannot tell you how nice this feels standing right there. I got the fan in, all the lights are in, the dimmers are hooked up temporarily. I will have all that actually cleaned up tomorrow once the paint's on. The problem is I changed the paint color on Eric. I think I mentioned that. He's going to Sherwin-Williams. The closest one is 30 minutes away, so an hour trip. He is headed there at 6 in the morning when they open to try to get another white that's not flat, because the ceiling paint is flat, and we want velvet. We want something less than semi-gloss, right? So we want just a slight bit of sheen on these walls, and that's basically all we need. So we got a little bit more to wrap up this weekend, but with that said, the ceiling, I'm so happy. The lights, the speakers, the fan. The fan's remote controlled, obviously, but it recalls whatever setting it was on if you just turn the switch on. And maybe by the end of this weekend, we will have all the shelves built, all of the networking gear and sound, all the amps and everything like that in the closet on shelves, totally wrapped up with paint on the wall, and that's done. This will be so much cleaner in here if all that does get done. So one more look at how awesome this is. I know the fan, it's so big that it does kind of make the lights strobe just a bit. I wish I could have done something about that, but we don't have any room to spread the lights out anymore. Like, that's just kind of what we were working with. Anyway, over here on the deck, of course, you guys saw all that go down today. It's been trimmed out, it's ready for fascia board, and we're gonna do a couple more. Oh, we're done for the night, but we're gonna do a couple more cool things out there. So another day where getting the little things done makes a huge difference. And I think the other part of tomorrow is once Eric's back with that paint, we already had all of our trim for the windows. So he's gonna trim out all the windows, and it'll look complete then. That is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop WatchJRGo.com for cool shirts just like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I will talk to you next time. I can snap the cover on the doorbell as soon as the paint's on. I can put those grills up as soon as the paint's up. And I mean, we're ready to put floors in. I think floors are next weekend. One of the two. I'm not sure what's next weekend, really. It might be getting all the floors in and putting the baseboard in, which finishes most of the inside of the house, and it might be painting the outside of the house. One of the two.